Good morning, Middle Georgia. Today is Thursday, October 27th. Thanks for watching 41 NBC News at Daybreak. I'm Ariel Schiller. You may have received an unwanted item in your mail recently, a speeding ticket from one of the Bibb County school zones. But what are the rules concerning when the school zone cameras can issue those tickets? 41 NBC's Chase Ambrose got answers. Thanks for staying with us through some of those technical difficulties. This morning we'll learn how the U.S. economy did in the third quarter of this year. The Bureau of Economic Analysis is releasing that gross domestic product data in a few hours. Economists believe it will show growth. Amy Kiley reports that's as many Americans are tightening their budgets. Today in entertainment news, a music icon prepares to return to the stage and a new movie marks a grim anniversary. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute. Good morning, Middle Georgia. I'm Ariel Schiller in for Chase Ambrose. As Election Day approaches, Georgia Republican Senate candidate Herschel Walker is dealing with new accusations. A second woman has come forward saying Walker pressured her to have an abortion. Walker denied the allegation at a rally Wednesday.
I'm gonna just say right now, guys, I'm done with this foolishness. I've already told people this is a lie and I'm not gonna entertain. Continue to carry a lie alone. Now the Democrats are doing say whatever they can to win this seat. But I want them to know they don't know Herschel Walker. They don't know that I'm from Wrightsville, Georgia, and I'm going to win this seat.
The accuser's attorney claims her client had a romantic relationship with Walker, and he drove her to a clinic to have an abortion after she became pregnant. Democratic candidate for Georgia Governor Stacey Abrams is making her final push to get people to the polls ahead of Election Day. 41 NBC's Lisbeth Gutierrez was in Fort Valley and has more on her goals if elected governor.
Hundreds of Fort Valley State University students and community members gathered in support of Stacey Abrams Wednesday. Her mission to invest in the people of Georgia.
Making sure that we've got affordable child care. It's about paying our teachers $50,000 a year as a starting salary and giving every educator an $11,000 raise, not a $5,000 pay raise on layaway.
As part of Abrams' Let's Get It Done bus tour, she wants to focus on the young voters. One of those voters is Genesis Ivy, a junior at Fort Valley State University. She supports Abrams because of her willing to fight for the problems of minority students.
We do not receive the funding that we deserve, and we also need more scholarship and financial aid opportunities. And I feel as though Leader Abrams really spoke on those topics today.
For other students like Justin Harris and Kenneth Ibrosi, they support Abrams' stance on safety.
Gun violence has been too high in the state of Georgia recently. Everything that Ms. Stacey Abrams said today, how she would step in and take over and get control of that, come on, I'm all behind it.
Abrams said her main goal is to help every Georgian have a better life.
I will expand Medicaid in the state of Georgia and help restore access to health care. I will make sure that we can make a good living and make a good life. I will pour money into affordable housing because we've got the money in our coffers.
In Fort Valley, Lisbeth Gutierrez, 41 NBC News.
And in Georgia, there has been a record turnout for early voting so far. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger said Tuesday more than 1 million Georgians had already voted. That's nearly a 70% increase over the number of early voters in the last midterm election in 2018. And there have been more than 250,000 requests for absentee ballots in the state so far. Deputy Secretary of State Gabe Sterling said one factor that's driving the high early voting turnout is the tight margin of victory in recent races.
We are a close state now. We saw Governor Kemp win by 55,000 votes in 2018. We saw President Biden win by 11,779 votes. For some reason, that number sticks in my head. In 2020. Every voter, Republican, Democrat, and Independent, understand that their vote is extremely valuable in this state.
The Secretary of State's office also said there are new initiatives in place to protect the vote and reinforce confidence in the election process. A Warner Robins man will spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole. A jury convicted 22-year-old Gregory Davis of felony murder and aggravated assault. The charges stem from the shooting death of DeAndre Pitts in February 2021. Evidence and testimony proved Davis and Pitts got into a fight at a home on Hartley Avenue. After being separated, Davis went to another room to get a gun and shot Pitts 6 times. 2 men are in custody and 3 are still on the run after a theft in Perry. According to the Perry Police Department, officers responded to Mike's golf carts in July for reported theft of golf carts, a truck, and a flatbed trailer. In collaboration with other law enforcement agencies, detectives identified Timothy and Arnold Silas, Antoine Swain, Terrence Johnson, and David Powell as the suspects in the case. Swain and Timothy Silas are in custody. Johnson, Powell, and Arnold Silas are still on the run. A Monroe County man is in custody tonight after trying to rob a credit union in Forsyth. Police say Michael Loftus walked into Robbins Financial Credit Union on East Johnson Street, put his hand in his jacket pocket, pointed at one of the tellers, and demanded money. Police say due to the quick response of officers after the panic alarm was activated, no one was injured. Loftus is charged with robbery by intimidation. And drivers say they have questions and problems with the new traffic cameras in 6 Macon-Bibb school zones that mail out speeding tickets. One of those questions, at what speed are the cameras issuing tickets? We spoke with Major Brad Wolf with the Bibb County Sheriff's Office. He says tickets are issued when vehicles are 10 miles an hour over the speed limit posted. Regardless of if school zone lights are flashing, Wolf adds tickets are only supposed to be issued while school is in session.
On school days, they shouldn't be ticketing at all. From an hour before the first bell and an hour after the last bell is the only time they should be ticketing. They're always recording, but they shouldn't be issuing any tickets outside those time frames or days of the week.
Some drivers say they received a ticket on a non-school day or when they were going less than 10 miles an hour over the limit. Wolf says to contact the sheriff's office if you're one of those people and if you want to fight the ticket because you are not the person driving. There are instructions on the back of your ticket. When Daybreak returns, we'll have your latest business news, and Aaron has the answer to this morning's trivia question. Welcome back. Haunted houses are scaring up big business this season, and Amazon now allows customers to make payments through Venmo. Jane King is at the NASDAQ with those stories and more in today's Morning Business Report.
Alrighty, Ariel, the dream catcher was invented by which Native American tribe? Would that be the Iroquois, the Seminole, the Ojibwe, or the Arapaho?
I feel like it could be any of them.
It could be any of them. You're right. That's the idea.
That's the whole point of the trivia question. My gut says Seminole. Stop laughing. But my gut says Seminole. But I could be wrong. I don't know.
I'm going to assume you're going with your gut then.
Yes.
All right, that is incorrect. The answer is Ojibwe. They were the ones that created it. Don't know too much about it, but I do know that dream catchers are used by a whole lot of people for good luck and hope for better sleep and good dreams. All righty.
New technology like drones and robots are helping law enforcement agencies when it comes to preventing disasters. 41 NBC's Brick Nelson visited the Guardian Center in Perry to give us an inside look at how the technology is used during life-threatening situations. The UTAC 2022 training will continue through this week. Now here's a look at what's coming up this morning on Today. With Election Day nearing, both Republicans and Democrats are fighting to win over voters. We'll have the latest in political news next. With Election Day nearing, both Republicans and Democrats are fighting to win over voters. President Biden will travel to New York to deliver remarks about Democrats' efforts to boost manufacturing and improve Americans' lives. This comes as Republicans point the finger at the president and Democrats for high gas prices and inflation. NBC's Bree Jackson explains. And of course, early voting is going on until November 4th. Aaron, how is it looking for people who want to go out and early vote today?
Well, that's good. I'd get outside and enjoy it. Bit of a chilly start for us. Not overly cold, but mid-40s right now. You'll want a jacket out the door, but if you're going to spend a lot of time outside today, the sunblock is necessary. Sunglasses most certainly necessary as we await for another lovely fall sunny afternoon here around Middle Georgia.
Coming up, we've got more news and weather in the next second hour of 41 News at Daybreak. Stay with us.
Alrighty, Ariel, which farm animal has the largest litter? It's pigs, goats, cattle, or horses?
Well, I've been saying all week I was either one out of two were correct all morning, and then yesterday I got both right. So I'm hoping I get this answer right. I'm going to say pigs because I remember at the baby barn there were a lot of pigs.
That's a good guess, and that is indeed the correct answer. Pigs have,
keeping the streak going.
On average, a litter of piglets will have 10 piglets. They can be as large as 20.
And I mean, they're just so cute. I was just showing you pictures from the Georgia National.
Well, they're adorable and they're small, and then of course they also taste very good once they're grown. But like horses, most certainly are not having 10 or 20, litters of colts. I mean, that's just not how many there are. So pigs, there's a lot of them, which I guess is good since we do like to eat them. All righty, doubling right now. We're looking good outside. One of our warmer spots this morning at 52 degrees. We're not seeing cloud cover. Don't worry. It is a clear morning out there.
All righty, Aaron, how are things looking for the weather today?
Looking good, getting ready for school and work. You'll want a light sweater out the door as we're in those low to mid 40s around much of the region now. Clear skies. Guess what? We're going to stay clear all through the day today as we climb up into those mid 70s later, but it will be a breezy afternoon. So your out the door checklist for today. I've got a light sweater on there as well as a sunblock and sunglasses if you're going to spend a lot of time outside. Even though the weather is cooler, you can still burn with the amount of sun that we're seeing.
Thanks for watching Daybreak this morning. We'll have 41 today back here on 41 NBC at 11 a.m.